Okay, so welcome to International Education Experts Online. Today we are so happy to have Cheryl Erwin. She's my mentor and really love to work with her. I'm so glad that she is with us. And let me introduce her to you. She's the lead trainer of Positive Discipline, and she's the co-author of the Manual of Early Childhood Education certificate program. And she's also author and co-author for seven books. And in China, two books really very popular. And she's the co-author. That one is the 0 to 3 positive discipline, and another is 3 to 6. And I know there is another book is the single parenting. And she's also a psychologist and international trainer. Like I know you travel a lot, like to Latin America, Europe, and even Egypt, and many times to China. How many times have you been to China?
I've been to China 6 times.
Wow. And you do big presentation and also certificate training. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So really, I so appreciate Cheryl after, I think, 5 days training now in Taiwan, right? And still do this interview with me to support China, especially in this very special period. We cannot go out. The only way to grow ourselves is online learning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I always share to the audience that I learn so much when I'm working with you. And what I learn most is the after workshops, our dinner time, when we talk and we share and your story share with me. I inspired so much by your story. And I remember once you share with me you have a granddaughter, really so cute. I saw the photo, and once she want to play outside when it was raining, and I was shocked. Oh no, that's too dangerous, and she might got a cold. Mm-hmm. But you share with me that her mother, what her mother do was to put on the raincoat for the little girl, and also the little boots,
her little hat,
and little hats, and then
her little boots.
Wow! And then just let her explore, play outside. Mm-hmm. For us, it's like, oh no, unbelievable! That's too dangerous. So, could you share with us more, like why this is a good way, or what do you think about this? Really want to hear more of this sharing.
Well, Shuli, first let me say that I'm honored to be asked to talk to Sanyo families again. We were talking before we began the video that after my teaching here in Taiwan, I was supposed to fly to Shenzhen and to work with Angela and Shuli and the Sanyo team there. And because of the illness in China, we had to cancel all of our plans. So I hope we have a time soon when we can do the workshops we had been planning. Between now and then, I'm happy to share a little bit from my heart about young children and how to build the kind of connection and belonging with them that we know not only helps them grow and be healthy, but helps us really love and enjoy them more. So I love that you remember the story about Evie. That's my granddaughter. She's almost 5 now. I think she was 3 when that story happened. It rains very hard in Las Vegas where she lives. They call it monsoon. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to go out and play so badly in the backyard. And her mom dressed her up for the wet weather. It was not cold, it was just raining. And she had her little wheelbarrow to push, and she'd fill it up with the water and then dump it out, and the water would go all over, and she would laugh and laugh and laugh, and then she'd do it again. And she was probably outside for about half an hour. When she came in, she was tired and she took a nap, but she was so happy. And one of the reasons why I love that story is because it's a reminder to me that one of the best ways to teach young children and to connect with young children is by playing with them, and also by encouraging their curiosity and their courage to explore their own world. So when we spend so much time telling children, oh, no, 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 don't do that. Oh, that's dangerous. Nope, you'll get sick. Nope, you'll get hurt. Children learn to be afraid of the world. And right now, there's good reason to be careful about children going outside. We need to be careful until we know that everything is safe for us and for our children. But once things have gone back to normal, giving children an opportunity to explore, to get dirty, to go to the park and dig in the mud, to get down in the grass. And yes, you'll need to wash their clothes and give them a bath when they get home. But they learn to enjoy their world. I think it also inspires them to want to take care of their planet and their environment because they've gotten to know it. They can learn about the birds and cats and dogs and the animals that live around us, and it teaches them to be confident. Many of the things that we see on our 2 lists that we do in so many of our classes are characteristics and life skills. Children can learn by simply playing. So parents and grandparents need to provide supervision. We need to make sure that they are safe. But I think sometimes we overprotect them. We don't let them explore their world and enjoy their world. And then we wonder why they fight us and push against us, and why sometimes they become very anxious and afraid because we've taught them the world is a dangerous place. You shouldn't want to go out there. So playing with kids is one of the best things we can do. I now have a little grandson. He's just turning 2 years old.
Wow.
And he's a very different personality than his sister.
Okay.
And so it's fun getting to know him as his grandmother. So the way that you get to know a young child and to build a relationship with a young child is by letting them lead. Mm-hmm. So they want to play with a toy. Mm-hmm. You play with the toy they have chosen, and you do what they are doing. So if they're pushing the toy car, you can get a toy car and also push, but you do what they're doing. Sometimes adults want to take over the game. They want to take over.
Always.
We are going to tell them how to do it, and no, we're going to do it this way, and these are the rules. And particularly with children who are very young. So babies, 2 years old, little bitty ones who are just learning to speak, just learning their social skills. We call this child-directed play. And it's actually been studied. Children will learn more of the things we want them to learn when we respond to them instead of always telling them what to do. And then they see us as people that they want to spend time with because we listen, we respond, and I think it's a lot more fun. So I do what my grandson Drew wants to do instead of telling him we're going to play. So when he goes to his playroom and he comes out with a toy and then he gives it to me and says, Nana, play. Then I play with what he's brought me, and I will make a game or we'll start a little conversation and he laughs, and that's the beginning of a real relationship. And parents and grandparents can do that every single day with their children. So if you're at home a lot, and I know it gets boring and it feels like there's nothing to do but watch television or...
Yeah, iPad, cell phone, television, that's the big problem.
Yeah, so you can invent games with the dolls and the toys and use your imagination. Encourage children to make up stories. Tell them stories about your own childhood. What did you do when you were their age? What was the world like for you? What did you love to go and play with? And my father used to tell my brother and me, because my father was in World War II. He was an American soldier. And he made up stories about his cat. His cat's name was Nip. And Nip flew a fighter plane in World War II.
Oh.
Now, obviously, this is all make-believe, but we love those stories about Nip the cat flying his plane. We can do all kinds of wonderful, inventive things with our children, and it not only keeps them entertained, but it's fun and it builds connection.
Oh.
So they begin to see us as people they want to spend time with, not just people who tell them what to do and ask them about their grades and tell them what they should eat and tell them when they should go to sleep. So mom
Yeah.
can also play, and I can be the boss and invent a game, and daddy will play with me. And this is a wonderful thing to add to the life of your family.
So I just hear keywords is like let the kids lead the play, right?
So
Yeah.
obviously we want to make sure that what they're doing is safe. So if they decide that the game is jumping off the furniture onto the floor, that's probably not a good game. But when they want to get out their toys and they want to play with a particular toy, we let them lead. So my granddaughter will often come into me and she says, Nana, we're going to play with this and you be this person and you're going to do this and this and this. And I don't say, well, I don't want to do that. I do what she's asking me to do. Because then when I do that, then she responds and I get to know what she's thinking. I get to know what she's feeling. And I get to learn more about who she is. And that's what I want to do. So I do that as her grandmother, but I watch her mom and dad do that too.
So it's like you play with young kids. So play is really the key of connection and learning and growing. And
Yes,
how to play is you provide a safe environment and also let the kids take the lead. And that's the way to go into their world and to understand them more.
So as a therapist who worked with children, so professionally, not my kids, but the children who came to my office because they were having problems. Many psychologists in the US do what is called play therapy. So it's a special kind of helping children that's all built around play. And that's because we've learned play is the language that children speak. It's how they don't need screens. They really don't. We give them screens to keep them quiet, but it's not the best way for them to learn. They really learn through play. And by using all of their senses, by using their eyes, by hearing, by touching, often by getting messy. And that's where parents have a hard time. It's like we want to keep everything clean and neat. Nice, pretty clothes and no mess on the floor. And children miss so many opportunities that way. So play is like an open door, both for building relationship, but also for teaching them skills and for teaching them about their own bodies and the world around them. And plus, it's a lot of fun. Playing with young kids is fun.